Hello and welcome, I am Arumba, thank you for joining me. Let's play some more Crusader Kings 2. This is going to be called the Norse Rebirth campaign, and I have to say I'm very excited to play Crusader Kings 2 again. This is on the, it's the 2.1.2.1 VAXZ beta patch, which came out just a couple days ago, basically right as I was wrapping up my first Rajas of India playthrough, and it fixes pretty much all the issues that I was complaining about. And so we love Crusader Kings 2 and Paradox yet again. The only DLC that I'm not going to play with is the Sunset Invasion, because that one has foiled our plans a few times here and there. But we have every single other DLC, and what we're going to do is we are going to start in the year 1066, and we're going to play as a Norse character. And the idea is to regrow the Norse faith back to its heritage, so to speak. Now, what you might notice is that if you play in the 867 start, there's a tremendous number of Norse characters available, tons of raiding happening. You got the Sumenusko tribes, Ramuva, Slavics, the Tengri, all of that. But as you go forward in time, these pagan religions just start to disappear. And by the year 1081, Norse is just a mere fragment, and then by the year 1187, it's gone. And so our goal is to prevent that. What I want to do is reform the faith, and if possible, become the Emperor of Scandinavia. So we're going to start in 1066, and there are a few characters to choose from. We could play as an independent count. There are a couple of independent Norse counts, but I tried that once already. It's incredibly, it's not possible. I mean, it may be possible, but it would require some crazily gimmicky mechanics. We're going to just do a Duke. We're going to start as the last Norse Duke, at least that I've found. There might be one up here. No, he's a Norwegian Catholic. So what we're going to play as is Jarl Erik the Heathen. Naturally, he's the heathen. He is a Norse duke underneath a Catholic king of Sweden. And there's some pretty interesting stuff going on at the very beginning here. So we're going to go ahead and start up. Not going to use the ruler designer. Just going to play whatever we get. Alright, so our king, the king of Sweden, starts off with pneumonia. -4 health at age 39. There is basically like a 90% chance he's going to die. But he might not. He's also married to our half-sister. So he doesn't like us very much. We have marriage ties, but he's an infidel. He thinks that I'm an infidel because he's Catholic. He is also very likely to ally himself to Norway and Denmark. Now, in the 1066 start, this is where Duke William the Bastard of Normandy is attacking King Harold of House Godwin over the fabricated, or I guess Pope-sanctioned claim on England. Meanwhile, Norway is attacking as well, so there's a three-way war going on over the Kingdom of England, and what we're hoping will happen is that Sweden will either ally themselves with Norway and then go and support the Norwegian conquest of England, leaving the homeland undefended, which will give us an opportunity to rebel, or we will be able to utilize the fact that Sweden starts off on elective succession. It's going to be very difficult to get ourselves into the winning position because we are a heathen, but if we can make people like us enough, there's a chance we could elect our way onto the throne of Sweden, and then we just have to grow from there. We will be facing a tremendous challenge because we've got the Holy Roman Empire, which is just huge, you know, and they're going to go on holy wars. If we get any territory bordering the Holy Roman Empire, you can pretty much count on a holy war. And then on top of that, you know, all of Catholicism is just everywhere. So, now, one of the biggest changes to this game in this beta patch, and I think this is far more important than anything that they did in Rajas of India. Yes, of course, Rajas of India still exists, you know, there's all this stuff over here. They did fix that whole revolt risk issue. Now when they pick up religious unrest, it's a 10% increased revolt risk, and it can only last for 2 years. It can happen multiple times, but it's not going to be like it was before. But here's the big change. This is what's really cool. You're going to love this. This is so cool. It took them 2 years, but they finally did it. If you go to the Find Characters interface, watch what happens when you type, for example, the word genius. Holy crap. You can sort and filter the character finder by trait now. You have to type it properly. So, for instance, if you spell it gray, it won't work. But if you spell it gray that way, it does. But you can sort it. You can also do multiple traits. So you can do like, let's say we want strong, And then commander. No, that's not the right word. What's the top word? Strategist. So strong strategist. There we go. And you don't have to do the whole word. You can see I just did strong strat. Gets us people who are brilliant strategists, and they are strong. And it's pretty darn cool. So, okay, let's see what we ended up with. We are a legitimized bastard. We are trusting, brave, honest, envious. We are a tough soldier, so we get a little bit of bonus health. We're 35. We do have a wife. She is Catholic, interestingly. She's also just lowborn. It would be nice to get rid of her so we could pick somebody better. Her stats are terrible, and she doesn't like us very much. Let's just try to kill her. And as far as our ambition goes, we do have access to the Become King of Sweden cast a spell, or ambition, which will help us out tremendously, because we are pagan. It says, if pagan allows us unlimited use of the subjugation CB within the kingdom. So this might conflict with our goal to become king through elective succession, but I feel like it's a pretty good ambition for us. I want to subjugate these other pagans immediately. We're not going to hold off at all. Now, one of the other risks that we have to face is that because we are pagan, he is going to try to convert us, so we can pretty much count on his court chaplain. Watch, I'll probably let one day go by. One day. Okay, now we go to his court. Let's find his court chaplain. He is in Upland. Yeah, one day. He's already in Upland to try to proselytize, try to convert us to Catholicism. And unfortunately, if he converts us, then that's pretty much it. There goes the Norse faith, because we don't have any kids yet. So I think we probably want to grab as many concubines as we can right away to just spit out a whole bunch of babies. And hopefully that way, even if he does convert us, we can keep the Norse faith alive through our kids. So there's 3 concubines, and then we also have to make sure our vassals like us. If you haven't played as Norse, you probably won't be aware that the short reign penalty is 5 times as strong, so it's very significant. Our vassals are actually fairly happy with us. The chief of Yarnbarland. I believe he's the strongest in our realm. We're 4th strongest in the overall kingdom. Yep, Yarnbarland's the most powerful, so we should probably work on his opinion first. And we also need to get our prestige up, so we will immediately declare a subjugation war on our next door neighbor, because he's not willing to accept vassalization. Subjugation of Sweden, go. Must consolidate our armies. Okay, so we got a concubine. Now immediately, the kingdom of, the King of Sweden, King Stenkil, I'm going to set him as special interest in case he dies, he is trying to raise crown authority, and we want to prevent this from happening no matter what, because if he gets it to medium, then he'll have the right to just revoke our titles freely because we're a heathen. So we ignore his law, and we hope that that doesn't actually pass. He's immediately declared the Swedish Dalabo de jure war over Dal. So where are you fighting? Apparently he is trying to take over this Swedish Catholic character. I'm surprised he wouldn't just swear fealty, actually. So we got 450 men that we're going to fight. We can create a second duchy. We currently own the Duchy of Upland, but there's also the Duchy of Bergslagen, which, yeah, don't ask me to pronounce these things properly. I just can't do it. Alright. You, sir, have actual combat modifiers. We shall risk leading troops. Sure, why not? We need the prestige. If he wants to just leave and let us siege it without having to fight him, that'd be great. Supply limit is very low here, 976, but it's only 20 men, so... Look at that monthly attrition. It's actually quite high, considering we're only like 20 troops over the limit. But yeah, okay, so he's just gonna let us siege him. He's not even trying to going after our own provinces, probably because he doesn't have enough men to siege them, which is very good for us. He could take our capital, though. Please don't convert us. Please don't convert us. Alright. Next thing we need to do is give out the titles. We'll make you a cupbearer herdsman. How's that sound? Next lowest guy, we'll make you into a law speaker. Duke of Aland, you will be a Mercus something. And Metal Pad, you're a herdman. A spy master, we've already done that one. Okay. That's pretty good. We actually probably have, yeah, a couple hundred more men that we can raise. Probably going to need maximum feudal levies, even though that's going to make our vassals dislike us. Tech-wise, even though it's the year 1066, we have, or 1067 now, we don't have very good technology in our capital of Upland. I don't feel well. I am ill. Apparently, our liege did survive his pneumonia. That is rare. Now, of course, we'll probably die to our illness. It's just what's going to happen, of course. Now we have a Norwegian Catholic here. We can declare a conquest war on him, which I think probably we should do. 600 men on him. This guy has 850. He is a Norse Swede. And we've got a Lappish Suomenusco. How strong are you? 758. We can raise about 1100 now, so why don't we just keep going for really any of these provinces that we can. I believe the, which religion was it that gets the bonus defense? Suomenusco, I think. Nope, doesn't really seem to have any modifier there. Our martial skill is exactly neutral, so we're not gaining or losing any troops. We would be positive if we weren't ill. Yeah, we're going to have to just continue to expand. We need to make sure that we have enough troops for when we rebel against Sweden. Now you, being... Oh, you're a duke. Never mind, we can't try to subjugate you. Or, sorry, offer vassalization. Count Fast of Dahl has accepted his peace offer. Okay, so he has expanded. Currently, we are probably not in line to inherit. Yep, Prince Ing, our nephew, is likely to become the next king. Generally, he becomes the king right away because the current king of Sweden dies of pneumonia. But one of my concubines is pregnant. Yay! The fever's gone, thank goodness. Oh, and I never set my council about doing their jobs. Whoopsie. We need to collect taxes in Upland. We probably want to... It's possible that we want to create a faction. But we want to do that after we get other vassals in the realm to like us. So this is very useful when you're a vassal, the realm tree. You can see here the opinion of Eric III. That is the opinion of us. The opinion of the liege is their opinion of the current king. And so, for instance, this guy, he's 11, so he's a little bit too young to be relied upon in like factions and things like that. This guy's got 41% strength of the current king. If we were to get him to like us more than the emperor, there's a good chance he'd support our faction, and we would be able to, well, to electively become the king. I don't know why, but I am online. It seems to happen when you do multiplayer CK2. So, yes, we will go and try to improve relations with this fella. He's not our count, but apparently he owns 2 counties down here, which makes him quite strong. So improve relations. We will also, I don't know, try to find out what nasty things he's doing. And our marshal is currently leading troops. Do we want him for this? Or do we want him to start training? I think we want him for this one battle. As soon as this battle's over, we'll send him back to train. My co-conspirator sent word. We're going to kill our wife. And we'll just try to siege him down, I think. Please don't get caught. I don't want to be branded a bad guy. He was murdered. He succeeded. We got revealed. Okay, so our vassals might know that we're dishonorable, but it's only -10 and it'll only last for 10 years. Now these are the eligible women that we can marry. Unfortunately, even though the character finder lets you search for like really, really good characters, you have diplomatic range in the game now, so there's no option to filter by diplomatic range, and if they're not your religion, then you won't be able to marry them. So it's very unlikely that we're going to find anyone with a strong trait quite yet. But what we can do is pick someone up who's got better stats than our wife did, and someone who is preferably our religion and will like us. That would be a good thing. How about we go with... There's just the one Norse woman. We could marry a concubine. I think we'll marry this one. We're going to lose a whole bunch of prestige, but we'll get some back from the wedding. Get 100 back, which is good. We need to try to stockpile money. Now, unfortunately, you might be thinking, oh, it's easy. All we need to do is go raiding. Well, when you have a Catholic liege, you actually cannot flag your troops. We are not eligible to be a looter. Unit is in friendly lands and owner allowed to loot. You have to be an independent Norse character to be allowed to loot. So that's one of the reasons why we want to very quickly become the King of Sweden. Or at least break free from him. So, let's see. Did you two become allies? Sweden and Norway did not become allies. Interesting. He is defending against Duke William the Bastard in the Norman Conquest, which means he won the English conquest. Wow. That was fast. He must have captured him in battle or something. So Norway controls all of England. Jeez. That's an interesting situation. My liege, after being convinced by the seer from another province, have decided to convert to another faith. Our steward has just switched to Catholic. So this is the problem. People are trying to flip us. So our seer, or our steward, you know, if we were to, say, send you some money, we could bribe you back. Yeah, I don't think we can afford to do that, though. We'll just have to let him be a Catholic ruler. Fortunately, he didn't convert us, which is what's really important. We don't have a son yet, though. So if he does convert us, we're still in trouble. To the most illustrious Prince Eric, the good burghers of some place are barely able to pay their taxes. Well, we'll flatter and soothe you. Let's see if we can get this siege out of the way. Yay, we have a son. Son of a concubine named Torfinn Eriksson. And we finally did pass our own law. We have maximum feudal levies. One of our... looks like one of our concubines. It doesn't tell us that it's concubine after she's dead. Our concubine just got converted. How dare you? Well, we're going to need to take another concubine. One thing we could do, and this is gamey, but I think we'll do it, is if we want to prevent our character from getting converted. Notice how the court chaplain from the Kingdom of Sweden is trying to convert, and he's converted 2 of our characters in our court. The more characters that there are in our court, the less likely he is to convert us. So we're going to just click the Invite Holy Man to Court button a whole bunch of times to make sure that our court is full of people to target. And just hope that that prevents him from targeting us. We don't really care about piety, so I just want lots of people in our court to shield us from the conversion. And it probably will give us a much better court chaplain. And we will improve religious relations with our own guy. You now should be training troops in our capital. And did we get anyone? Oh, we got a genius. Our current marshal, Dan Lind, is unlanded. This guy wants to become marshal, and he is landed. He's not as good, but I care more about his opinion. So we will switch him up. And as far as intrigue goes, Dan Lind would actually be a better spy master by far, but this guy is landed. So, okay, well, I'm going to take a break here. In the next video, I expect we'll probably conquer a few more of these pagans, get some more power, and then try to rebel from Sweden. Then we need to start immediately going on massive raids to fuel our wars against the Catholics. So, thanks for watching, everyone. I look forward to seeing you in the next video. As always, if you like the video, do like the video. Helps out quite a bit. And I look forward to seeing you in the next video. See you soon.